Well, I mean, I guess we had a good run. This is a kind of a follow-up for you on the ZTE Axon 10 Pro. I think that this phone right here is probably one of the best options that you could have grabbed in 19 going into 20. You can still grab it right now in 2020. We're in the end of June 2020, and I still like the Axon 10 Pro. Now, the plagues that the phone might have, according to the tech world, don't bother me at all. That one plague, that number one plague that this phone suffers from, according to the tech world, is no software updates. Some people really want to know that their phone is up to date, and I've said it before that if my phone isn't up to date and it isn't on the latest security patch or the latest software, I don't really care too much as long as the phone keeps working, the cameras don't fail, it just doesn't fall apart on me. And you know, ZTE has done well with this device. This is some of the most beautiful hardware they've ever released. It's got nearly every option a person could want. In-screen fingerprint reader, facial recognition, 256 gigs of storage, Snapdragon 855, Dolby. I mean, it's loaded. Really strong cameras. It's just something that I don't get it. I don't know why ZTE would bring this phone to the US and stop talking about it. I would have been trying to push this onto carriers. I mean, this hardware is just the most beautiful hardware that you can probably get on a cell phone. Yeah, it's a fingerprint magnet, but this is beautiful hardware. And they really did a good job on here, man. And so for them to just not talk about it or not bring it up at all, not do anything with it, it's kind of strange to me. I'm surprised that this is where we are with the Axon 10 Pro. I never would have guessed that months after this phone released, that it would just get tossed to the wayside and not talked about anymore, even by its own company. And that's surprising because consumers in the tech world fought for ZTE to make a follow-up to the Axon 7. We didn't get that. We got all these different things other than an Axon 7 follow-up. And I think because ZTE wanted to follow what they saw the industry going, the direction, like the way phones look and things like that, they took this route. And here we are. Now there is supposed to be an Axon 11. Supposed to be an Axon 11. I don't know if there's going to be an Axon 11, but I will tell you this. If there is an Axon 11, it's probably not going to gain any traction in the US. And I'm not being negative. Listen, I've been a ZTE fan long before some of you guys even purchased a ZTE phone. Some of you guys purchased a ZTE phone because of my recommendation. So I think that if ZTE is going to have any chance at all in the US, they got to get onto carriers and they got to support their phones. The tech community wants the software support and the security patches and all that. Consumers don't even really pay attention to that. But they just want their phone to work. And that is where ZTE actually wins. These phones just work. They're great. The software is fast, fluid. The cameras are really good. I mean, it's just a good phone. So why didn't you buy it? Now you can get this phone in a lot of places for $399 or less, brand new. I think you could try B&H. I think Newegg has it. It's actually sold out on the official ZTE website. Believe it or not, they don't sell it on their site anymore. They're sold out. I'm not going to say they don't sell it, but it's kind of strange, man, that this phone just kind of fell to the wayside. They gave it their all, too, man. They gave it their all, and it's just, I mean, 12 gigs, 256 gigs, or 8 gig, 256 gig, for $400. You know, for the spec heads in the tech community, the reason they won't buy this phone is, for one, the brand. They follow the rumors and leaks, and they follow the things about the CEO, and all these bad things that happen with spying and all this other stuff. And you're totally getting spied on right now, just so you know. If you have any kind of open camera in your house, or anything with a camera on it, you're totally getting spied on. Now, I'm not downplaying in any kind of way that ZTE did something wrong. They should be penalized, and I think they paid a hefty fine, but they played ZTE, man. They got their money and still kicked them out of the U.S. pretty much ultimately. ZTE is kind of giving up on the U.S., and I guess, I don't know. They bring budget or very affordable phones to the prepaid carriers, and that's where they are. I guess they found out, or they figured that this is where we'll just stay, so we can just kind of stay on the limelight, make some money in the U.S., but we really don't care. I don't know. I don't have a real answer to that, but I would assume this is the approach that they're choosing to take because this is what we see. So the Axon 10 Pro is a device that got a lot of love when it first came out. I mean, it shined off, and even though a lot of people got like review units, a lot of consumers bought this phone because I could see it in my comment section, like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, I finally got this phone. Man, I'm glad you recommended it. But then if you go over to what used to be the Z community, you go over what used to be over there. Now they're transitioning to Facebook, and they go from 40,000 or 50,000 members down to like 25 or 30, because ultimately you're forcing someone to use Facebook, and a lot of people don't use Facebook, believe it or not. People don't use Facebook like people think. So I, for one, don't use Facebook, so I'm not going to join the new Z community. Still love the product, still support the brand. If it's a good phone, I'll support it. I'll tell you whether it's good or bad. But ultimately, ZTE in the US, to me, they're not at an all-time low because they still have the prime devices that are going to like Visible and things like that. They still have work they can do with Visible, prepaid phones. But ultimately, I'm going to probably guess here that they're probably done trying to bring flagships to the US. And that's unfortunate because they have such good products. It's the truth. It's not a selling point. It's not oh my gosh, I got to make this up. No. And they do the little cutout thing. It looks good on this device because it's just got the little dot at the top up there. But, ultimately, you have to decide which phone you're going to buy. And I think a lot of people who say you should buy previous year's flagships, if you're saying that, you should consider buying this previous year's flagship because it's actually really solid, man. It's a really good phone, and unfortunately, it gets no love. None whatsoever. So, the phone is good. Even without the security patch updates and stuff like that, I think I'm on like February. Even without those security patch updates, this phone is still good, but it still gets no love because I think the people in the United States are convinced that companies like Huawei, ZTE, and all these other brands, Chinese, as you guys call it, I hate the way that sounds, but because everything you're wearing is not made in the U.S. I can guarantee everything we have on probably is made in Taiwan or somewhere. It's just how it works. But some people are so caught up on what a company did as a failure or a mistake that they made, they're still mad at that. And so they just refuse to buy a good product, even though it's good, just because they don't want to give money to that. And like I said, respect. But the ZTE Axon 10 Pro in 2020, would you buy it? Well, I can tell you that I still recommend it over a ton of other devices out there in the world today. Just no security patches, no software updates, no support right now. I guess that's a deal breaker for a lot of people. See you in the next video. Take care.